I think there's no human being that was ever treated worse in Congress than Justice Kavanaugh.
And Harris led the battle.
That's right. Oh, she was vicious. Oh, she was the most vicious. She was going after them, just like with Mike Pence, where she said, "You're interrupting me. I want to talk."
So, while the mainstream media screamed and yelled for Kamala Harris to do an interview with CNN, which she obliged, and Dana Bash asked the exact kind of dumb questions, tabloid material, things that won't help anyone become more informed on who Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are or their policies, you know, what the media's purpose is supposed to be theoretically in the Constitution.
But what I want to ask you about is what he said last month. He suggested that you happened to turn black recently for political purposes.
It's great that they've all yelled and screamed, "Oh my God, you've got to sit down with the mainstream media." She's smartly only done that one, avoided the rest of them, hasn't sat down with the New York Times, who are just a tabloid joke at this point, is talking to creators, talking to people like me, TikTokers, people, you know, on Snapchat and on Twitter and those kinds of places. And it's working well because she can get her message directly out without having these imbeciles in the middle who feel a need to cause all sorts of, you know, controversy when they can to get clicks and ad revenue. So are they yelling for Donald Trump to sit down with more members of the media? No, he sits down with Mark Levin, a caricature of a clown.
But I'm very concerned about where we're headed. This is certainly one of those programs. I want to take a little bit of time and talk to you about what's happening to America.
Right-wing radio hosts who objected Donald Trump in 2016, but as soon as it became clear, much like Lindsey Graham and Rubio and Ted Cruz, that Trump would get the nomination, started kissing Trump's ass. His tongue went so far up his ass it probably came out of his mouth. I mean, Mark Levin is just this loathsome, pot-bellied pig, this little gross, you know, Hannity-like character.
Would you please turn me back to normal, please? I haven't done anything to you.
Really, I just need to sit and show you some of the clips because they're a parody. I don't think I can parody them any more than they parody themselves. So here you go. He actually sat there and said this. He's become more committed to God. This guy hasn't been in a church except accidentally for like 5 or 6 years now. 3 wives, 5 kids, cheated on them all, porn star, very godlike. Let's share his message with Mark Levin on how he became a more godly man.
You've been a man of faith. You go to church. You believe in God. Has this further your belief, your commitment? And obviously, God, in addition to that chart, saved your life. He has a purpose for you. Do you think about these things?
Well, I think you believe more because when you speak to experts, like my sons who are shooting experts, but when you speak to experts, they said there was no chance that he could have missed from that distance. If you believed in God, you believe in God more. And somebody said, like, why? And I'd like to think that God thinks that I'm going to straighten out our country. Our country is so sick.
Donald Trump has become a serious, really, a mature figure while in office. This is the kind of joke interview that Trump gets away with while the media screams and yells for Kamala Harris to talk to them as they try to undermine her and help Trump win. She should keep doing what she's doing. He should keep talking to little round bowling ball trolls like Mark Levin, and that gives us a way to laugh and kick his ass in the election.